Welcome to Boxing on the Record with Randy and Chi-Town. Chi-Town, what's going on with you today, man? I got some things on my mind that I want to hear your opinion on it, man. Let's see what you think about it. Um, what do you think the biggest key, one of the biggest keys to Terence Crawford longevity and his great performances in the ring? Do you think that the fighters that he fought uh, uh, was just not on his level? What do you really think one of the biggest keys to his success and longevity in the ring?
But outside of the ring, takes very good care of his body. Takes very good care of his body, like Floyd Mayweather, who had longevity in the sport. But I'm thinking more specifically Bernard Hopkins, who was able to fight up until his 50s, who didn't smoke, didn't drink, didn't do any of those things, always trained, perfected his craft. He had a unique style or old school style, but a very unique version of that particular style that allowed him to continue on. And plus, he had a chin. Can't get past that. Uh, but yes, but I mean, we grew up, where we know fighters in the ring. We know how you do that. What you do outside the ring is on you. And if it impacts, anything, it's going to impact your effectiveness within the ring. I've never ever, both of us have never ever been in the type of thing where, oh, if a fighter outside the ring is drinking or smoking, doing all that stuff, that means I can't like them as a fighter in the ring. No, they're not in fight camp. They're not doing these things. We don't know how all that stuff is affecting them. And if it does, then if they want to continue on and to be good, then stop doing that, and they will only focus on their craft, which was something that was kind of rare in boxing. All of our greats, was involved, had something they did outside the ring when they weren't in training camp. Hagler smoked and drank. We already know all the stuff Sugar Ray Leonard did. We know, Lance Lewis. I'm not even going to the modern times. Drink, we already know what Tyson did. You know, Holyfield and Ali were whoremongers. So I mean, yeah. But ain't nobody ever talked consider that. Just we only focus on what they do in the ring, that stuff. But I do have to give Crawford some benefit to Crawford for his the lack of rust we see in him, lack of aging we see in him. There are some things that he has declined on, but it's not as visible. And I would say a lot of it is due to what he does outside of the ring, and so we have to give him credit for that, just like Floyd. So yeah, that's about all I got on all of this.
And I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly because we did grow up being we come up in the era what you do outside the ring is your business, and we held on to that model for a long time. And for me, it just began to turn. I just began to see that when we start dealing with D Ray. When we get together behind the scenes, that's when I start realizing because D Ray always preached that Bud is this because he don't smoke or drink. He live a fighter's lifestyle, and also Trick used to say the same thing about the fighter's lifestyle. But we always was like, cause we was old school. We come in saying, "Hey, whatever you do in the ring, outside the ring, that's your business." Because I don't care what you do outside the ring. I'm here for you to entertain me, and as long as you can continue to entertain me, then I could care less what you do. But then the times have changed, technology have changed, training methods have changed, the athletes have changed, and that was one thing hadn't changed over the years. And we understand now that the guy that take care of himself is the guy that's going to be able to sustain in the business. Like you said, Bernard Hopkins was one of them. Floyd was one of them. Uh, I think, if I'm not mistaken, George Foreman, because he came back and fought late. He didn't stay, but he stayed out a while, but he came back at a later age and fought. So I can see that now. Also, I look at it like a vehicle. Like when you get drunk and high, like you said, you got to repair that. Your body needs time to repair that. So it coming from it from a standpoint where you're looking at it from a vehicle. Every time that car run hot, it damage the motor, and you continue to run it hot even if you just get it way over temperature, you damaging the motor. So every time this fighter get out there and celebrate, over celebrate. I ain't gonna say just celebrate. When he over celebrate, he got to repair that. Um, I could remember hearing an interview from Mike Tyson. He said from the age of 13 to 16, 18, something like that was the best time in his life. Anyway, he said when he lived with Cuss, because he didn't have a diet when he lived with Cuss. The only diet he had was Cuss said eat whatever you want to eat, but you got to train hard enough to work that off. He was young enough then that he could burn, he can make that work. But the older you get, the less you're gonna be able to do that. But I just said that to say you got to work even harder. So these guys out here celebrating half of the time, or over. Now I'm gonna say from the time they win to the next time it's time to go to training camp. I mean, you damaged good. You going in trying to repair where you should be trying to prepare, and that's why a lot of them lose because they're trying to prepare. I mean, repair then prepare. So I'm with it now that you have to live a boxer's lifestyle if you want to continue to compete on the high levels in this sport. Look at the
Right on,
Charlo.
right on,
Go ahead.
Randy. And my apologies to you because I missed probably
Uh-uh.
much of what you said. I was on the other line with my drug dealer
That's
asking
fine.
him if I should get this next link up, or if I should just go ahead and stop it all together. So he started praying for me. So we're still trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. But yes, I agree with you. Whatever you
Hey, it
said,
was
I
crazy.
agree.
Hey, you know you're gonna have hey, some haters on there that actually think you was on the phone
Right.
with
Yeah,
your
yeah.
drug dealer.
Definitely. Yeah. Send it to everybody. My man. Yeah, you
Yeah,
did great, man. You wrapped it up perfectly. I agree. I totally agree with you. And it's not even just with boxing, it's with life, period. You know,
yeah,
a lot of people
yeah,
are like, oh, you don't look your age, you don't look your age. Well, I don't do the stuff that people do. I didn't do all the
yeah.
stuff that cats did that caused them to age very quickly. So there is something very tangible to this. And obviously, as you know, for me, boxing is like a mimic or a metaphor for real life. This is why I obviously love the Rocky movies because of how they parallel life within the movie. It's the same thing in the actual true sport as well. So I think you spoke truth. You spoke truth.
Yeah. Okay, then you don't have nothing else. We can
Nah, that's it, bro.
all right. We're out of here like last year.
Peace.